What's up, Facebook Live? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see if I can get this set up properly. Hopefully you are having an amazing morning, evening, afternoon, day. We have some special guests about to join us, if I can figure this out. Let's see. So as you're tuning in, I'd love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, love to know 3 things you're grateful for. Oh, we have a special guest. Here they come. Let's see if we get them. Looks like it should be working. Hey, look at you.
Hi. Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. As everyone's tuning in, everyone who's watching, love to know in the comment section. Number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, love to know 3 things you're grateful for out there in the world. Ladies, welcome.
Hi. Hello. Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. They're coming live from our living room, which is right on the other side of that door. So don't be shocked if they randomly burst in at any moment and join us here too.
It's like a connection.
Let's see. It's a better connection. Craig, good morning from the UK. Good morning. And so one more time, as you're tuning in, love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, love to know 3 things you're grateful for in the comment section. And for you two ladies, we're going to be talking about a brand new program you guys put together, I believe it is, called the Morning Mantras. And so if you would, can you rewind a little bit and tell us, how did this come about?
Ooh, good question. Such an amazing question. You want to take it? Sure. So,
or maybe introduce yourselves first so people know who you are and what y'all are up to. And I'm going to keep on the camera to see if I can get a good angle over here.
Okay, so my name is Laina Caltagirone. I'm still getting used to where to look on this, so bear with me. I'm not used to Facebook Live. So my name is Laina and Amanda Marit, and we first and foremost good friends and also business partners. I think this is the second project that we've worked on together, and this is by far the most exciting project. Let's see. I joined, should I tell? I'm not going to tell my whole story. That's long. Attorney turned life coach, business owner, teaching personal development stuff and manifestation to people. And so we collab on stuff.
Yeah. And I'm also a coach. I spent 7 years in corporate America and jumped full time into doing spiritual life coaching. So complete polar opposite from what I was doing before, and just jumped full time into my heart's desires and now teaching other people how to do the same thing. So pretty amazing.
Very cool. And then you guys both moved from Tampa to Southern California, which has been an adventure. And so resetting up a foundation here. And I know the newest project, which is your morning mantras that you've been working on, is something that has helped both of you a lot in the process of moving jobs, moving cities, all this different transitions, so much going on. And this is a tool you guys have been using personally and with your clients to really ground yourselves and stay really focused and centered in what you're doing and what you're up to.
100%.
So tell us about it. Morning mantras. What are they? How do they work? Why are they useful?
Sure. Yeah. So it's a monthly subscription. So we just started this in January and we already have people going through it. So essentially every single day our members receive an email with a cute shareable picture. And on that picture is a mantra, which is, if you're new to this, it's a powerful, inspiring, really just thought to choose for the day, to embody, to feel, to start your morning with. And, as you mentioned, we both had so many life changes last year. And I just hit my 1 year in California. So it's still sinking in all of the stuff that happened last year. And I wouldn't have gotten through it if it wasn't for what I know now. Obviously I teach it to people, but if it's not for my own practice with this, which is really getting yourself into that expansive and inspired state every day. And so morning mantras, it comes through first thing in the morning. So our people are making it their morning ritual. They're drinking their coffee, they're opening their email. A lot of people say they don't let themselves read an email or a text. They just look straight at morning mantras first thing in the morning, and it sets the tone for their day. And then we also are providing them tools on how to further implement that, but that's kind of the basics of it. Do you think I covered?
Yeah. It's like the two things that we're like really big fans of are one, morning rituals, like starting your day in a positive, intentional way, and two, mindset work. So practicing new thoughts and consciously choosing thoughts, whether it's around, you know, thoughts about how you feel around money or success or love, just practicing that inner dialogue and like making it a supportive dialogue. So we combine those two to create the morning mantras. And it's like, let's be real, how many of us start our days and just look at our phones, right? It's usually the first thing most of us do. So we made it really simple to do a morning routine that also improves your mindset over time. So it's just one mantra each day. As long as you just look at it first thing in the morning, it'll like shift your day a little bit in a positive direction. And then over time, like truly change your mindset.
Yeah.
That's great.
And so give us an example. You know, if someone started off on day one, so they choose to do this, they open their phone, and what would their phone say to them?
Oh, we can show you too.
We can show you one.
So it's an email. So as soon as you wake up, it's already in there, and it's just one mantra. We'll show it to you.
So this is one of our favorite ones. And so here's an example. So today is full of infinite possibility, and I'm open to the good things coming my way.
Show them that. Let's show them what the email looks like.
So it essentially, we'll show you guys the email so you can see what it looks like.
And it's like, it's just an image. It's just a mantra. You can think it. You can speak it out loud. You can write it down. You can save it as your phone background. But it's just like the thought of the day kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what's fun is it looks like we're having a bunch of people join us bright and early in the morning from the UK. So give them an experience of this.
So let's see it. Yes, it's really cool. Okay. Ooh, there it was.
Can you see that? Okay.
It's flipped. But so this was, I think, yesterday's, and people were really enjoying this one. They tagged us in it.
What does it say? I easily receive. What does it say? I can't read it backwards.
It says I easily receive large amounts of money.
So that's a money one, obviously.
Yeah. So they're on all topics. So one of the best ways to implement this, and sorry to totally hijack this, but I like to sit for about 3 minutes and set a timer and just get centered. And I'm really big into meditation, but for those who are new to personal development, maybe haven't meditated a lot, or for those who are, everyone can find 3 minutes in their day to get centered and breathe and just spend time, I guess, like going inward. So taking this mantra for the day and just feeling it. So it's less about, it's like, yes, to read the words, but when you feel it, then a shift happens, if that makes sense. So if you can sit there, and feel.
And so why don't you guys, I know both of you guys are really good at meditations and breath work and mindfulness. Why don't you guys lead everyone because literally there's people right now, Max from the UK, Oscar, what's up, dude? Welcome. Sonia, nice to see you. Craig, they're waking up from London and all over the UK, and they're literally joining us right now live. So this is their morning communication. So let's give them a little love over there. And if you would, why don't you all lead kind of their morning experience for them and help them out. And then for everyone who's watching, if you enjoy this morning experience, we'd appreciate, hopefully you click the share button and help us reach a handful more people with this morning experience and kind of start their day off for them and start it off on the right foot and really, truly, like Amanda and Leigh were saying, feel it and get in touch with that energy and allow that energy to guide you through the day.
We are totally down, Jairek. And
good
morning, those of you who are waking up. So we're going to pick a different one to do.
Sure.
Do you want me to lead it?
Go for it.
Okay. So for those who are new to meditation, I'll guide you through on what to do. Many of you have probably done it or know about it, but let's just, for the sake of today, let's just say that meditation really helps you to get calm and centered. It's like, I'll always say this to people. It's like those moments that you're really stressed out and someone says, just stop and take a deep breath. And then you take a deep breath and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. Well, what if you did that when you weren't stressed? Like, what if you started breathing more? What if you took, 3 minutes to just breathe deeply? Like, what would that do? You know what I mean? I always use that as a good example for people that are new to this.
I love that they're saying, by the way, it's 3:34 in the morning.
Oh, shoot.
So we got some late night people on there. You can still meditate late night. This is perfect. It's going to set your next day. You're going to be like ahead of the curve. Your next day is going to be really good because you're going to have like a double mantra experience at night and then in the morning.
Totally. So to just begin, you can just get comfortable in whatever way feels best to you. So if you're sitting, or you can lay down. I like to lay down, but for the sake of this, just sit and get relaxed. And you can close your eyes. I'm going to go ahead and close too. And together we'll just take a deep breath in and let it out. And you can just sigh it out. And when you do that, when you're letting that out, just drop your shoulders. Relax the muscles in your forehead. And just continue that cycle of breath. So together we'll take another deep breath in through the nose. And it's just imagining like breathing in new energy. New breath. Use this time to really reset and set the tone for the day. And so as you continue this breath, we'll share today's mantra for you. And so just listen to my voice as I'm sharing this. And this will be something that you can grab a hold of today, that you can really begin to start your day with this thought and keep this as your intention as you move throughout the day. So today's is life keeps getting better and better every single day. Feel that. What would it feel like to know that? Life keeps getting better and better and better every single day. And so as you're breathing, just really feel what it would feel like to know that. And choose to believe that really is more important. It's like choosing to believe that it does get better and better. And with every inhale, just breathing in new fresh air. And with every exhale, just further melting into the moment, just allowing your body to relax, allowing your mind to just be here now. Taking another deep breath in. Life keeps getting better and better every single day. And you can either set a timer, or you can just kind of feel when you're ready. And you can just begin to bring your awareness back into your body. Just feeling your fingers, feeling your toes, maybe rolling your shoulders around, coming back to the space. And again, just reiterating, life keeps getting better and better every single day. It's like, I choose to believe that today. I choose to know that today. And just being open. And when you're ready, you can open. Jairek is the one eye. Jarek's like, And really, it's like, I feel like that shifted my energy. I feel like, send out. So it's really like taking that, and you can program it in your phone. You can take the photo, you can share it on social media to your family, to your friends. You can send it to your friends. We really want to create a mission and a movement with this to inspire people. You know, something that's simple. Yeah.
And so it's that simple. And do you guys send little audio clips like what you just did with it each day?
We will, yeah. Yeah, not each day.
No,
not each day, but we are providing tools for implementation so that it's like kind of an insert here kind of thing. Like we don't say that in the actual clip, but where we can guide them through the breath work, and then they can each day, put in the
Very
mantra.
cool. Craig was just saying, he said the same thing. May I suggest maybe adding a short audio clip to the emails, and perhaps an enlightening audio clip would help the process in the morning mantras. Make it a thought and throughout empowering thing. Great minds think alike. But that thought, that was really nice. It was soothing. And it's interesting. I've noticed, the reason I asked you guys to join me on here, I've noticed when you're posting these on Instagram or other places, And you're right, inevitably I do my best to meditate right when I wake up, and then, work out, go for a run, do all these things before I get to social media or before I get to other things. And as disciplined as I am, inevitably every now and then it catches my attention, and all of a sudden I find myself going, oh shit, what happened here? And just checking on something. And what's nice though is when you run across someone's page or one of your live stories, and it says all of a sudden like, hey, today's going to be an amazing day. And you just stop for a second and you take a breath and you're like, yeah, why not? I think it should be an amazing day. Or, a great question or a great piece. And the morning mantras piece caught my attention a few times where I was like, wow, those are really nice. My brain was kind of doing its thing, thinking of things that need to get done and where I want to go and what has to happen and how my clients are doing and what's going on. And all of a sudden it was one little thought that brought you right back into this moment and said, right here, here's what to focus on. Life is going to be good. And you're like, huh, or it's all going to work out. Someone's like, wow. One of my favorite things I heard someone say, I forget who said it, but they said so often, we don't take time as humans to appreciate ourselves or connect with ourselves. And so giving yourself space in the morning, another thing, and I'd love to know your opinion of what other things. So the morning mantra is one addition they could add to their morning. Something I've learned that's very interesting, and it's almost an experience for most people, is if you look yourself straight in the eyes, right in the mirror, and you just stop and you first say, listen, I love you.
Yeah.
And you like, wait, because your body normally deflects it. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Okay, cool. Like, got it. Yep. Next. And it tries to skip it. It tries to deflect it. It tries to, or sometimes it just soaks it up and it's like, great, next. And I was reading something the other day and it said, become a prism of praise, or even your own praise, where you look at yourself in the eye and you say, listen, I love you. And then you take that and like a prism, you allow it to like beam into your own heart. And then imagine like a prism, that light just goes boom and goes in every other direction. And now it's saying, wow, I'm taking time to take this mantra, take this thought, take this feeling, I'm going to beam it into my own heart, and then I'm going to allow it to literally just illuminate life in all directions around me. And all of a sudden, this one thought that helped you feel a little better in the morning is something that you can take with you everywhere you go. And I think something happens in all relationships when the person entering a relationship, you, me, anybody, and whether it's a friendship, whether it's a partnership, whether it's a business relationship, whether it's an intimate relationship, when you go there to get something, eventually whatever that thing is can run out, and then you got to go somewhere else looking for it. And whether that's love, attention, connection, sex, communication, supporting each other, whatever it is, if you're needing something from it, eventually it can run out and you're like, oh shit, I need to go somewhere else to now find it. Versus if you go there to give something, like if you take time in the morning to do this morning mantra to fill up your heart and spirit, then to allow that to be the thing you're going to share with everyone and everything around you, now you're trying to share this. You have something to give. And at that point, if you go to the relationship only to share and give what you have in abundance from within, it can never run out, because the only reason it runs out is you stop sharing, you stop giving, which means you need to step up, fuel up, fill up, and then go back to sharing and sharing it with the person, the people, the situation. So often people move out of relationships because they felt like it wasn't the same, or it was lacking something, or it didn't match. And then some of them just aren't literally the wrong fit. But a lot of the time it's because that person stopped giving the thing that was really making the relationship work in the first place. And the moment they stop giving that thing, whether unwilling or empty, and they need to fill up and fuel up, which is the morning mantra's concept, I believe is a way for someone to fill back up and stay full, so they have plenty to give to that relationship or friendship or whatever it is they're working on.
Yeah, exactly. And daily too, and daily filling yourself up and daily checking in with you every day, first and foremost, before you give to other people. It's filling yourself up first.
Yeah. And so morning mantras is one thing they can do. What other things do you guys recommend as far as mindset? You talked about, I know you all talk about, things with money How do you get into that zone of abundance to be able to experience all the wealth and abundance that's around you in your life? I know you all talk about relationships. You just did something fun for Valentine's Day, opening yourself up to that love and connection. And both of those topics are really juicy topics. I think that if you wanted to hit a third, and I don't know if you guys talk about it, but health. You know, that there's I'm going to take a left turn here real quick if you guys let me. There's a huge debate going on right now because of what just happened in Florida about gun control and mental illness. And what's wild is, it shouldn't happen. So start there. I'm not pro guns or against guns, but what I would say is it's very interesting how humans allow their mind to get hijacked by the media company that gets paid billions of dollars a year to pitch half-dressed women with a bag of Doritos licking the stuff off a guy's face because Doritos are somehow good for you, not realizing that 1,600 people a day die from heart disease. 1,600 plus people a day in the U.S. die from heart disease.
Crazy.
Which is insane.
It's insane.
And we don't look at the media that's pitching this stuff all day long, nonstop to people. And then we flip out over, and trust me, it shouldn't happen. It's a horrible thing. But 5 people or 10 people go, and all of a sudden it's a national tragedy, which it is. No one should have to go. But in comparison, the size, 1,600 people are dying from something that's completely preventable. And if you look at health, just like money, just like relationships, health is something that starts every day in your mind. And so the ability to choose health, the ability to choose to feel worthy of being healthy, to feel good enough to put the right stuff in your body, to choose. You know, I was listening to a book by Ray Dalio earlier today, who's a gentleman who's built a fortune. And the dude's worth like $15 billion. And he says there's first layer consequences, there's second layer consequences, and there's third layer consequences. He said more often than not, life makes us have a trick question. Because if you can choose the first layer consequence correctly, you get the second layer consequence, which is a benefit. Meaning if you can choose to eat healthy, you get the consequence of eating healthy, which is feeling good, being healthy, longevity, looking good, all the other great stuff that comes with it. But most of us get tricked in the first question and choose what tastes good instead of what is good. And what's wild, if you look at why would someone choose what tastes good instead of what is good, more or less it starts up here in their head. And so, you know, beginning your morning with this mantra and taking time to say, hey, I'm going to choose health today. In all that I see, in all that I say, in all that I do, in all that I am. And by using that mantra repetitively throughout the day, you could change your entire focus of where you go. I choose 100%. Health, and I choose to repel sickness, disease, pain, frustration, anger, hurt, anything else that would cause you to choose one of those other routes. So if you look at those 3, I'd love you guys as examples. But if you look at money, which is a big topic for a lot of people, you look at relationships, and then you look at health and say, how could you, or what are your top 3 favorite in each category? Not to put you all on the spot, but what would your top 3 mantras or thoughts be if you were going to start a day? And, you know, what are your top 3 health ones? What are your top 3 relationship ones? What are your top 3 money ones that someone could use? And even if they're just watching this, and even if they don't sign up, which would be silly, but if they don't, at least they watch this and they might just write them down right now and say, hey, for the next week, I'm going to try every day choosing 1 on this list and reading it every day and just repetitively saying it all throughout the day to keep my mind focused on it and see what happens. And if it feels good and it works, you know, jump back over here and buy the morning mantras and enroll. I'm sure we'll have a link in a little bit in the comment section. But choose to do it and watch what happens in your life when you choose to laser focus your mind on where you're going and continuously, repetitively build it into your day. But go for it. Give us your top 3 in each of those categories, if you would.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Which one do you want to start with?
I feel like for health, for me, one that I love to claim and I love to say, and you're spot on. Our thoughts are so powerful. It creates everything in our reality. That's what Lena and I teach and believe. And so it can shift. It can dramatically shift what we experience in our physical world when we shift our thoughts and our beliefs. It's crazy what has happened in my own life with that. And I think so as far as health, I love feeling energized in my body. So one, for me, it's like I feel vibrant and energized in my body. So it's like all about feeling good for me. Because I think that's one of the first things that can really propel greater wellness, greater health in our life, is how we feel first. Yeah. And then we can go deeper into the other ones, like if you're having any health issues. But what do you think?
So for health, I think, to me, what comes to mind first, and maybe it's just an experience of what I'm currently working through in my life right now, but it's more about loving and appreciating my health and my body just as it is now, while always like wanting to strive to be better, but setting that foundation with a mantra that I love. Okay, so the mantra would be, I love and appreciate myself just as I am right now. So it's, even if you are striving for some health or fitness related goal or whatever, you're still perfect as you are now. You should still be appreciative. You're living, you're breathing, like celebrate where you are now. Yeah. So I love and appreciate myself just as I am now.
Dude, that's such a good one too, because it's like acceptance. The moment you accept and appreciate where you're at right now, then it can shift.
Yeah.
Like it creates an opening for things to start shifting in your life.
Yeah.
You know, when you just accept what's happening right now, even if your mind doesn't like it, even if that critical part of ourselves doesn't like it,
you can find a way to love yourself now.
Yeah, you can find a way, and you really can. You really can.
And I love that you said that. Like, it's so much better to change and shift and grow from a place of like appreciation for where you are now. Like, you can change and shift and grow no matter what. You can choose to be like appreciative for where you are now, or like pissed off at where you are now and really unhappy and critical, you know? Yeah. So you can change from whichever platform you want to start in. Might as well start from appreciation.
I think there's also something special about that. It's going back to taking the moment to look yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, and to really accept it and feel it. The second one, which is really interesting to throw in with this, is to tell yourself, not only I love you, but I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and your brain has to hunt, because a lot of times our brain will reject that thought and be like, appreciate you, like for what?
I mean, our bodies are so miraculous, it's crazy.
And what's wild is when you circle it back and you say, listen, I love and appreciate all of who I am right now, or I love and accept myself for all of who I am right now, the strengths, the weaknesses, and everything else. You know, rewinding back into that Ray Dalio book, he's talking about it, and he says, in order to expand and grow, and this is someone who's wildly successful when it comes to money terms in the world. I mean, the dude started with scratch and built a $15 billion fortune for himself. And so in that concept, what's interesting, he talks about the end result is what everyone gets excited about in the beginning. Like, I want to achieve this or go here or do this. And he says, but the progress and the shaping and reshaping of who you become along the way is what makes everything worth it in the end. And he says, so often we don't pay attention to that. So taking time to use this concept of I love and appreciate all of who I am right now. Mm-hmm. And then the next step is figuring out, how do you, from a place of love and abundance and appreciation, acceptance of who you are, how do you then strive to be better? Because it's a weird thing people toy with in their head of like, I want to improve, but if I'm so satisfied with who I am right now, how do I continue to improve yet be satisfied?
I have one thought on that I love this saying. It's, I can be a masterpiece and a work of art at the same time. It's the same thing. Like, I can be perfect as I am now, but also a work of art, like also a work in progress. And you can have both. And the idea that you can't is just a thought, like a limiting belief.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can accept where you're at now, but also have different goals and strive for more. The two can exist at the same time.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love it. So we have 2 health ones so far. What's the third one?
I love this one. So anytime I'm sick, under the weather or something, you know, it's just knowing that your body actually knows how to return to its natural state of health. So I'll say something around that. It's like the intelligence of my body knows how to return back to its perfect state. Cool. And give yourself that space. I've had miraculous things happen in that area when I've just opened up to know that actually we're so much more powerful within us than we even can recognize. And it does start with the mind. That mind, body, and soul connection, like it's a trilogy. Like it's so connected. So if you change your mind, you can change your health.
Health is my natural state. Love.
Absolutely. That's awesome. What's interesting is that experience with death and the experience with not having life makes you value life. You know, in this past month and a half, my mom's had a couple strokes, and then my wife Amanda's mom was just recently in a coma about a week ago, and it's wild. And both of them are improving. But what's wild is when you see someone so close to you get so close to almost being gone, you start to realize and revalue and reevaluate how important health is. You know, when you lose your eyesight for a few days and you can't see anything, you finally get to open your eyes and go, wow, the world is an amazing place. This is beautiful. And, you know, if you can't hear, I don't know if you've ever had something loud go on near your ears and all of a sudden you can't hear for 5-10 minutes and all of a sudden you can hear again. You're like, wow, this is pretty cool. And for some reason, it's when things are taken away that we tend to value them again. But when you can get to that place where it doesn't have to be taken away and you can remind yourself every day without needing the pain and just say, hey, my body knows its way back to health. My body's natural state is health. You know, I'm just going to get out of my own way and allow myself to vibrate back to where I know is the most natural, healthy, vibrant place it can be. That's powerful. Okay, so what about, let's do relationships. What are your top 3 in the area of relationships?
Well, it depends. That's a tricky one. Like relationships and what, okay, I'll do with the Valentine's one because this can be open for interpretation. You know,
we had some really, really good Valentine's ones.
So this is the one that comes to mind for me is I invite in love and connection of all forms today.
Ooh, good story.
I invite in love and connection in all forms today. So I'll tell you a story. So that was my Valentine's Day one, and I'm single, by the way. So
shameless plug.
Matt, Craig,
no,
all the gentlemen tuning in, single, by the way.
Look, shut up. So, you're going to pay for that one. So, I invite in love and connection of all forms because there's so many other forms of love besides romantic love. So, anyways, that was my 1 in the morning. Stop laughing. And later or just like a couple minutes after that, I checked my email and one of my good friends had gifted me these 2 amazing, Angie Lee, I don't know if you guys know her, she's amazing in business. She gifted me these 2 courses. Just the idea came to her out of nowhere to give them to me. And it was such like a loving gesture, such a loving gift. And so I was like, okay, cool. Love and connection of all forms. Like, this is good job, universe. This is great. And then I step out of my front door to go do what I was going to do for that day. And I have like a beautiful card from my next door neighbor on Valentine's Day. That was just like a sweet card. So it's like, there's friendship love, there's self-love, there's so many different types of love and connection. And okay, I've totally rambled.
No, it's
totally
perfect.
rambled. But
I heard a guy manifested you on that day as well.
What?
I heard a gentleman, you told him that you teach manifesting, and then he manifested a conversation with you via text.
Oh, that text that I showed you that one time, or that I put out that one day? The manifesting pickup line? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
How did it go?
Oh, stop. Are we going there?
Clearly not while she's still
We're going to dinner after this, Jairek. We can talk about all this. I'll fill you in.
Oh.
Perfect.
And no.
Okay, so I'll tell a story. She ran into a guy out on the town, and they were talking and chatting, and he asked her what she did, and she says, well, I teach manifesting. And they had a conversation, they left, she went home, and she woke up the next morning and she received a text, and it said,
you taught me that I can have whatever I want in life. So what I want is you. I was like, oh.
That's so good. That was good.
Yeah, it was good. Because I was telling him, you can manifest anything you want. You can have anything you want in life and blah, blah, blah. And so he's like, all right, then, if I can have anything I want, that's what I want.
Did it work?
No, it didn't work. It was smart. It made me laugh. It was cute.
That was really smart. No, it's like
well,
know your audience.
he's going to have to up his power of intention on that one, because apparently he wasn't fine-tuned into the energy source there. So what's the next one?
Ooh, I have a
For
really good
relationships.
Okay, a really good one. In this, okay, I'll just
Oh,
say
this is
it
a
first.
good one. I love this.
So this is a self-love one, but it also, when you love yourself, you attract someone who can mirror that back to you. So it's kind of a dual thing. So this one is, I choose to treat myself the way I would treat someone I love and adore. So we often treat our family, our friends with love, but we don't treat ourselves the same way. We get so critical of ourselves, judgmental of ourselves, down on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you, and I do this is like one of my practices I teach my girls, and I do myself. What if you just treated yourself like someone you adored? What would you do for them? What kind of things would you say to them? When you looked in the mirror, would you be like, oh, look at the bags under my eyes? Or would you compliment yourself?
Damn,
right?
you're good today.
Damn, you look cute.
So cute.
So I love that one. I choose to treat myself the way I would treat someone I love and adore.
Pinch your own butt.
Pinch your own butt. So we do. So when you do that, when you're in that energy of love, I notice that people start treating me more loving. Sometimes I swear, I get random texts from people that are just gratitude messages. So it's crazy. It's when you show up that way that it just reflects itself back to you. It's like you become like you said earlier, radiates out from within you. And people feel that. They feel your energy. They feel how you're feeling. So.
Absolutely. So I think that's two. What's our third love and relationship one?
Okay. So again, I'm going to take my own variety of this love and relationship one because I'm single. So this is not going to be about another person. But it's more like, as a woman, I feel like there's a lot of self-judgment and just comparison. You see a lot of women, like beautiful women, people who are successful, and you kind of compare your life to them. And just to share, one time in my life, I think I was feeling insecure around a certain group of women who were older than me and more successful than me and beautiful. And I came up with a mantra because I was feeling just insecure. And it was just that the beauty in me is what recognizes the beauty in you. Mm-hmm. So it was like acknowledging that I notice all these things in them, but those are also things within me. And it's like loving, again, it's like self-love, like loving and appreciating and valuing you and recognizing that like what you see in others is also within you. It's not separate. So the beauty in me recognizes and sees the beauty in you. That's, to me, that's love too. So grouping it in.
Very cool. I like it. So we've had health, we've had relationships. What about money?
Ooh,
interesting topic.
I love this topic.
Woo! Me too. It's fun, right?
Do you want to do the first one?
Sure. So there's so many good ones with money, but I think a good one to kind of like segue yourself into this is just knowing and reminding yourself that there's infinite abundance, unlimited abundance. So I'll sit and just be like, there's infinite abundance pouring into my life right now. And I imagine how that would feel. And I get myself in a state where I can actually start feeling it. Like I'll do like the breath work with it and just feel it. What would it feel like if infinite abundance just poured in? And that can be not just money, that can be love, that can be joy, because it's all up there, you know. It just reframes, I guess, the way you see the world. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So for me, it's all about getting up in an expansive state where you can actually start to believe that maybe that's possible for you. Because you might have a lot of stuff going on in your finances, or you might have been brought up in a mindset of lack mentality, of never enough, of not enough. And I know, like, I learned a ton of stuff from just growing up, from other people around me, from the media, from everything. And I had my own work to do on that to kind of unlearn all of those things that I took on from other people. And it's just getting yourself into an expansive state, knowing that infinite supply. Yeah.
I like it. One that I've learned that goes along with that place of abundance is literally celebrating when I see abundance in anyone or anything around me. Whether that's, noticing someone has a ridiculously abundantly healthy physical body, and I'm like, damn, that's awesome.
abundant.
Like, look at that guy. Like, that guy's right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Or we we've joined a couple of travel programs, and it's really fun because we'll go sit at these little private airports, and I'll stare out the window like a little kid in a candy store, and you watch these people land, and you can track the tail number from their jet and see where they're coming from, and I'll just calculate it. I'm like, wow, that's at like 15,000 an hour. Wow, that's like an $80,000 freaking flight. Whoever just landed right there, blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because what it causes is just like, if this is how much I can imagine is available, and I see someone that brings this much into the world around me and just uses it like it's not even a thing, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And you know, there's two places. You can either feel that kind of insecurity or that judgment or that like, oh, and think all these thoughts, or you can just kind of just acknowledge it and go, wow, that's incredible. I can't wait till I have that choice. Now, there's something important about that, because it's until I have that choice. It doesn't mean you have to use the choice the same way as they do, but having that choice is pretty cool. Now, there's also something interesting about money, which is there's a weird study that shows, it was done in the UK actually, where they looked at people and they kind of classified different categories people could fall into. And the first is just not having enough. Like, you have this many bills and you have this much money. Now those people are normally stressed because there's more bills than money, and that's hard and it's frustrating. And so all of a sudden there's a second group, which is like, I have this many bills and I have, you know, this much money, and it matches. And they're normally just satisfied, like they're content. It's like, oh, I can do it. And then people who are very happy, they have about this much bill and just a little bit more money. And so they have enough plus a little bit more. And all of a sudden, those people are genuinely happy because they have enough for what they need and a little bit more, just a little bit more. And then what they found was, then they started finding people who have a lot more and then significantly a lot more, like way more than what they need. And what they found was, at some point, when you had too much more than what you need, stress, frustration, and all worry started to kick in, which was really weird. Because a lot of people, you share the song like, oh, I want to be a billionaire, and like all this stuff, and there's nothing wrong with it, but there's a weird thing psychologically when there's overabundance. It seems to somehow add more stress and worry to people's lives, versus when it's what you need and a little bit more, all of a sudden it's like, wow, I feel free and genuinely content because I can do everything I need to do, and I've got a little bit extra, and I can do something fun with that too, or save it or do whatever. And so there's a sweet spot numbers wise, according to happiness and content and fulfillment studies. There's also something special about just going for it. And what's wild in this category, when you watch people hit that moment where they no longer need what they have, like they've made enough that they don't need it anymore, two things happen. Either one, they find that sweet spot and they go, hey, I'm good right here. I literally don't need anymore. I'm good. I'm just going to stay right here and enjoy the hell out of it. Or something clicks in their head and they go, you know what? I'm going to play the game purely because I love playing the game. And now it's no longer about the result. It's literally about the process that they fall in love with. And they become addicted and engaged with the process of doing it again and again and again and again and again, just because they love the process of doing it. And they go far beyond what they could ever need in their life. But they love the processes, which gives them the ability to do that. So it's some interesting transitions, though, that happen in those spaces. But I love these. So what's the next money mantra?
You grab this one.
I like money flows effortlessly and easily to me, because I love the idea, and this is something that I've had to adopt in my own life, but I love the idea that money can be easy and it can just flow to you. It doesn't have to be this like crazy, difficult, only, so much hard work and all like putting all these like crazy hours and doing things you don't love, and the hustle and the grinds. Like, I don't think that mentality is valid. I mean, I think it works for people if you believe it, but I think there's an easier, flowier way to do money, and I've seen a lot of people around me do it in that way, and it's what I'm prefer.
Choice. Yeah.
So money can flow effortlessly.
And if it was a choice and you knew that it could be easy, would you choose that? Mm-hmm. Would you let it be easy, or would you let it be difficult? Mm-hmm. And I think it's all your intention around that. in your belief.
The interesting part for the people who love to grind and hustle because it makes them feel like a badass and strong and cool, go for it. For the people where that causes friction and it causes you to be a lesser version of yourself, choose another path. Yeah. And what's interesting, going back to that Ray Dalio book, I've just been listening to it for the last few hours. What's fascinating, he says, people start to feel embarrassed or ashamed of things they're not good at. So, it becomes popular to hustle and grind, and you try to force yourself to do it, and you go, listen, I'm honestly really not good at hustling and grinding at 2:30 in the morning to make it rich or do whatever you're trying to do. And say, I'm much better if I just get 8 hours of sleep, I wake up and I put in a solid 8 hours in the morning.
Totally.
And so they get ashamed, they feel frustrated, they judge themselves, they get upset with themselves. And that's the equivalent of taking a scientist and being pissed off that he's not good at basketball against NBA players.
Correct.
And being just as upset at the NBA player who can't figure out a giant equation to keep up with a scientist in the lab. Like you're not matching the skill set with the task. And so one thing that become really aware of is become self-aware and say, hey, what is the skill set I'm really talented with? Mm-hmm. And how do I use that to the most of my ability to generate the wealth or abundance I want in my life? Now that's important because if you can stick to your strength in doing it, maybe your strength is the ideation or the generation of great ideas, and you go partner and team up with someone who's a great activator and can activate on that idea and make shit happen. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wow, that partnership will take you 100 times further than you could ever grind and hustle yourself to on your own. Okay. And I've noticed this, I've looked back on things in my own business and said, wow, what am I really good at? And what do I kind of suck at? And I'm okay to not be good at this, but I'm going to find someone who's wildly talented. And we're either going to hire them, we're going to become partners with them, we're going to team up with them. Like we're somehow going to get them on our team because I suck at that, they're great at that, and we're going to need to find a way to do it together. And I bet I'm really talented at something that they're not so good at. And together, we can go to the moon and back. By ourselves, we can grind and hustle our way into a headache all day long and not go very far. Uh-oh, we might have lost the light.
We did. And my phone is actually on low battery, so I'm going to have to switch to Amanda's.
We're going to have to wrap this up.
We got to wrap it up.
But I love it. I feel like that will give people so much freedom to know that, like, it doesn't, success and the way money works and the way business works doesn't have to look the same for me as it does for you. We can like run things two totally different ways and be authentic to how we love to work and what makes us happy. And they both work,
Very cool. So question. Wrapping this up, since our light is gone and the phone is dying.
Can't do this with bad lighting,
No. So question, could we give away 3 copies of the morning mantra to someone on here?
Would love to.
Totally.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If you're watching this still and you click the share button, in the next 24 hours, we'll comb through everyone who clicked share and we'll pick 3 people because there's 3 of us on here, so 3 people to share this with. And you'll get a copy of the morning mantras. And so if you would, explain the morning mantras real quick and then price tag. And then if you would, right after in the comment section, we'll throw a link for anyone who wants to get it. But over the next 24 hours, we'll pick 3 of you that shared and we'll give you a free copy of it.
So,
yeah.
So the structure is a morning mindset practice. It's a daily email that gets sent to your inbox every morning. It's a simple mantra around the topics of love, relationships, health, money. You guys heard the things. It's a monthly subscription. It's $5.99 a month. So it's
no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, and it's investing in yourself for less than a latte.
At least in California.
In California, when you go to Air One and Moon Juice, where they're like $12. So it's $5.99 a month. So for the people that win, these will be subscriptions, lifetime subscriptions. So you'll be getting these every day. And as we grow and improve, we'll be rolling out, like, we're about to
the tools for implementation,
exactly.
Like the 3-minute process that I led you guys through. We have a formal one that we're going to be sharing with you guys. And then also other ways that you can apply them.
It's like a little family, a morning mantra family. And we'll like drop some little gifts in as surprises or holiday things throughout the year. But
we just did a sorry, I got excited. We just did a 7 days of self-love for Valentine's Day. So
it was fun. It's like a family.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a supportive little family.
And so where do they go to find this?
They can go to themorningmantras.com.
Yep.
Can you spell that?
Sure. It's THE morning, MORING, mantras, MORING. MORNING.
It's the morning mantra.
The morning and mantras is MANTRAS.
Perfect.
Mantras.
I figured people might mess up the spelling.
So themorningmantras.com. Yes.
Let's see. So if someone could,
just wants me to win big,
I think so too. See, that's a great affirmation. That's a great mantra. You can practice that today. The universe, the morning.
Thank
mantra.
you, Fred, for putting the link in there. You're super sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, we'd love to gift it. It's honestly, it's my favorite thing to do in the morning, and I use it as the background.
Oh, I know, Maggie. We got all you just helping us out. Everyone.
You guys are awesome.
Yes. And we're super excited about this. People are just, they're loving it. In fact, like we got a few DMs today from people just kind of like out of the blue, just thanking us. And they said it was, what the one girl say? She's like, it's the best thing I've bought this year. And I'm telling everyone. And that's really, this is about like the impact really. You know, obviously like it's such a low price point. And what we're finding with that is it's like when people pay for something, they have like an energetic like commitment to it a little bit. And our readership is so good. We have like 80 to 90% of people open the emails every day, which is
every single day.
That's crazy in an amazing way. And so we know that people they're loving it.
You're getting awesome
and
feedback.
That was our intention. And so it's exciting to see this kind of,
it's like
our baby.
It's like Laina and Amanda just pop into your inbox
like
each morning and just send you some love. It's like,
with that sound too.
Yeah, you'll get an audio of that sound too.
Very cool. So,
that's
if you have any last words to share with people, what would they be?
Be intentional with your day. Just start in the morning and take time for you and fill yourself up first and foremost, and then start your day.
Yeah.
Like your whole day will shift, and it benefits everyone around you. So don't feel bad in taking that time for you. In fact, it's like of really high service to everyone around you. So do it.
And also just a little sidebar, I think like everything that we share is just getting people in a state where they can really believe that anything is possible for them, whether health, whether relationships, whether money, well-being. And so it's like a little reminder of getting in that infinite state every day and just knowing and reminding, because it's like we get so caught up in our day-to-day, whether at work or with our family, we get caught up in other people's stuff. And it's great to have that little check-in and that reminder that, oh, wait a second, yes, anything is possible. I'm going to remind myself of this every single day in every area. And that's it.
Very cool. Well, thank you both for joining us. Thank you, everyone. Again, if you want to win a copy of the Morning Mantras, we're going to give away 3. All you have to do is click the share button on here. And in the next 24 to 48 hours, we will check and figure it out. The 3 people are that won it. For everyone else, go to themorningmantras.com. Grab yourself a copy of the subscription. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
It was great having you.
Thanks. And thanks to everyone watching, by the way, for all the comments and the shares and the love. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you
and
so much.
You join the Morning Mantras family.
Perfect. Well, I will see you two in just a minute. And for everyone else on here, thank you for joining us in this conversation. Whoops, we got to stay this way. Let's pop out real quick and go say goodbye to them. Let's see. So here they are. They were right on this side of the door.
I like how the flowers are just perfectly placed for us in the back.
There you go.
I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon. And we will see you all later.